Your time is up.
Who you calling Pinhead?
And hello, everyone. Welcome to Talking Pinheads. I am your host, JetSparks373, and we are about live. It is Saturday, and with me right now, I already have a fellow guest and another person who tolerates a good friend of ours when we go onto his streams and basically points out his insanity. Our good friend, the Fell 369.
What's up, everybody, and hello, Dr. Vandenberg's alter ego. How are you today, sir?
No. This is the true personality. Vandenberg's the alter ego.
Oh, excuse me.
He's just kind of stuck in my head.
How are you tonight?
Yes. Well, I'm stuck in his head at least until October. That's when I actually truly take over.
Oh, yes. How are you tonight?
I'm good. I know. Just we've had a lot of things that happen over the course of this weekend. It's Memorial Day. Things are really gonna start getting opening up, hopefully.
Yes.
And also, yeah, we know that the Kenobi series has been dropped. So there we go. And yeah, and welcome, Bears. I know. Look forward to seeing you on stream when you get in here. So yeah. So, Fel, what is your perspective on the whole thing with like the Kenobi series at the moment?
I'm gonna tell everybody right now, I have not watched it, and I have no intention of watching it. Basically, Star Wars died for me after The Last Jedi, and pretty much after The Rise of Skywalker. That killed it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of waiting for The Mandalorian season 3. But of course, then again, we kind of had that with the Book of Boba Fett. So let's be honest and real here. That being said, Star Wars for me is in a strange place just because of what Disney did to it, what Kathleen Kennedy specifically is doing to it. I can't bring myself to watch any more of the legacy characters just get destroyed. I just can't.
Yeah, because Obi-Wan was already good the way he was, but now it's just like, and we already know that we're even hearing the leaks from other channels that it's all just a big bait and switch, and it's supposed to be revolving around like this new Inquisitor character who's going to be the quote real hero of this story. So basically, once again, just like with Doctor Strange, the actual title character is being shoved to the background in his own show. So
yeah, and I think it was Az that said, and I don't want to misquote him for sure, but I think Az from Heels versus Babyface said that the Inquisitor died in episode 2. Spoiler alert for everybody.
Yeah,
I don't want to misquote him, but that's what I heard. So that being said, if that happened, what's the point now in watching this series if the character that we kind of wanted to see from outside of Obi-Wan and some of the legacy characters, if we wanted to see anything from the extended universe anyway, the Inquisitor was one of those characters. If he's dead now, what would be the point in going in and watching this now?
Yeah, and the same thing also says that it conflicts with Rebels, because I mean Rebels takes place like a few more years after Revenge of the Sith, and of course he's alive and well, but if he gets killed here, but I think they're saying that, I think I saw from like Generation Tech saying, oh, the wound may not be as fatal if we're going on like Powin biology, even though he doesn't even look like a Powin in the show. And I mean, if you look at how they looked in the original movie, let me just pull it up really quickly. Okay. Okay, open image in a new tab. Oh, wait, no, that's too small. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there's a major comparison to these two photos. I know this may not be as big, but here we go. Okay, let's. Yeah, right here. What you're seeing is this is what what Palance looked like in Revenge of the Sith, and this is what he's supposed to look like in the Kenobi series. They look nothing alike. It's just like, again, it's like Disney forgot what they looked like. I don't even think they even looked at Revenge of the Sith and looked at it for reference. I mean, just look at this.
You know, my thought is that Lucasfilm, particularly Kathleen Kennedy, because this is her show. This isn't Favreau's show or Filoni's show. This is Kennedy's show. She didn't even bother taking a look at any of those films, which he helped work on. She didn't even bother taking a look at those films and compare them and to the makeup and be like, oh, maybe we should actually kind of sort of try to make it close to the films. No, she's trying to destroy George's vision of Star Wars in every way possible and insert her own. Now, I'm not a huge fan of John and Dave to begin with, outside of John's involvement in the Orville. That said, at least I can respect the fact that John and Dave are trying to hold up George's vision of Star Wars as much as they possibly can. But this is just apples and oranges, a comparison right here. One is George's vision, the other is Kathleen Kennedy's vision, and you know, one is the one that's accurate because that's George's, and the other one is a disgrace to what Star Wars lore is. So, I mean, you tell me, because I look at it and I look at George's vision and I'm like, oh, that's the right one, and then I look at the other one, I'm like, that's just not. It looks like a freaking soft, like a volleyball with eyes and a nose and an ear, with no makeup. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just like, they weren't really trying with this design. It's just like, oh, well, he just looks like a very he just looks like a very like normal looking human with just makeup on. I mean, even then, like he would just say he would look very weird and disgusting in like Palance society, because again, this design, I mean, again, they did all this back in 2005, for crying out loud.
Yeah. And let's be honest, we have George Lucas's vision, which Lucasfilm was huge. It wasn't making as much money as Disney, but Lucasfilm had the imagination that rivaled Disney when it came to special effects and everybody else on the planet, because they were providing special effects for pretty much everybody else on the planet, as far as in Hollywood and a lot of other movie studios. You're telling me that Disney and Lucasfilm of today can't even remotely copy Lucasfilm of what, almost 20 years ago, 15 years ago? This is ridiculous. You know?
Exactly. It is. I mean, just like it really just doesn't really go. It really just really goes to show that they just really do not know what the heck they're doing, or they intentionally know what they're doing and just say, yeah, what you remembered, that's just the Mandela effect talking. So this is what the Grand Inquisitor looks like, and they're trying to actually like make up the idea. It really would kind of conflict with the Rebel series a little bit, because again, it just if the Grand Inquisitor is dead, it just makes no sense that he would even be there. I mean, again, consistency in the timeline just doesn't seem to be something that Disney, even though they want to quote unquote make everything canon, but I guess they're trying to make certain things and decanonize other things.
Well,
and this is
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I agree with you, but it also another thing seems to me is that it seems like Disney is picking and choosing what they want to canonize and decanonize.
Yeah.
You know what I
Because
mean?
because the expanded universe, I think there is a book about all of Obi-Wan's years that he spent on Tatooine, and honestly, it sounds like I'm not sure if it's an older canon book or it's like a newer canon book, but I think it's also going to it may also conflict with that book too. So again, we just don't really know exactly what's really going on, because again, this is always the whole thing is like consistency is always the problem. And that's the reason why, as a Star Wars fan nowadays, I simply say to anybody, canon should be what you as a fan make of it, whether you're exposed to just the films or just like the EU, because a lot of fans did get introduced to it through the books and comics and not through the original films.
Right.
And
Well,
I mean,
and here's my thing, and I just said this a little bit. I've said this in the past couple of tweets, and I said this recently too. I said, you know what? Star Wars for me died when Disney bought it, and Kathleen Kennedy betrayed George Lucas. Now, because for me, and I know George has said that he doesn't include the EU in the Star Wars, like the extended universe. But that being said, like you said, a lot of people got introduced to those through the comics, the books, and so on. So for video games,
yeah.
So you can't ignore that realm of it. Yet Disney is doing it for sure.
Yeah, and I know, and that's why I'm kind of concerned about like the whole thing with the KOTOR remake, because I know they're going to change a lot of things around, especially from Drew Karpyshyn's original vision, because he wrote a majority of all the stuff we see in like both KOTOR and also in like the Bane trilogy, which I would love to see adapted, but again, knowing Disney, they're going to screw it all up, because they're probably going to go with like the Clone Wars design for him, even though Bane had an amazing design. In fact, if I just like turn my camera off and change the photo, yeah, this is Darth Bane here. This guy is somebody you do not want to screw with. That's Darth Bane. And of course, he also has another design for him, and this is this was known as his Orbalisk armor. All right.
And then, like you said, and like we said, these are the legacy characters that were in the EU that, again, are in the video games that we play and that other people play on a constant basis, and who got introduced to Star Wars because of this. So, and they want to take these characters in video games that kids got introduced to when there wasn't Star Wars around between the first trilogy and the second trilogy. So you had those games that filled in that time. They get introduced to these characters, and then all of a sudden, they want to watch the original trilogy, the prequel trilogies, and now they want to take all that away because they have to have their own trilogy. Well, Disney, wake up and smell the roses, because your trilogy didn't work. And in the meantime, you killed off Han Solo. You killed off Luke Skywalker. Princess Leia in real life actually died. So now, and then those three never got the scene together.
Yeah.
So the legacy characters of Star Wars, one of them is actually dead. You're never going to have that ever again.
Exactly. And I mean, all they could do is just change a certain thing around, but they chose not to, because Rian Johnson is all about trying to subvert expectations because he can.
Yep. And that's exactly, and here's the thing. I look at this from a point of view, and I don't feel sorry for J.J. Abrams because he started this whole stupid thing. He had the scripts in hand or the treatments in hand from George Lucas, and all he had to do was follow his treatments for 7, 8, and 9. That's all he had to do. But he didn't do it. Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger and whoever else at Disney told him, nope, you can't do that.
Yeah,
It still blows my mind to this day. Like the three of them went to George's house and just said, nope, screw you. We're going to make our own Star Wars trilogy. But thanks for letting us have these treatments. And oh, by the way, we're not going to use them. But thanks for letting us have your property.
yeah, I think even there's like a possible thing that's in like Iger's book or his memoir saying the fact that I think he also probably could have like he could actually take a lot of legal thing against George Lucas and say that you have to sign this or we could basically sue you for like breach of contract or something.
I kid you not. I'm waiting for the day when the Disney investors, because Disney's lost billions of dollars in stocks right now. They're going down. I'm waiting for the day when George Lucas has enough money, because I think he has it. He could do a hostile takeover of Disney right now or close to it.
Yeah, but I think there's going to be a bit of a change with that. I mean, if Disney, there's a big chance that somebody like maybe somebody else could probably acquire them, like maybe Apple could get them. But
yeah,
also,
that's true.
I'm also hearing ramblings, and since EA is bleeding money so much right now, that there's a possibility Apple could buy them. And we already know how bad things have gone for Bethesda, so so wrong with Bethesda. Now they're basically Microsoft's bitch now.
Here's the question that I'm going to ask you, because I know where I would want Apple to sink their money. Would you want Apple to take on Bethesda and take over Microsoft? Or would you want them to sink their money into Disney, take that over, and actually try to kick out, I don't want to say the majority of them because I don't think they could, but enough of a percentage of the people who are running Lucasfilm and the Walt Disney Company and try to take back control of some semblance of sanity at those two entertainment giants, and maybe, just maybe, we might be able to get a Star Wars in a new and at this point it has to be a new trilogy.
Yeah,
a new trilogy in the future of Star Wars, and quite possibly, because again, Harrison Ford is 80 years old.
Yeah, because I know the whole thing with Indiana Jones. I don't know where the heck that's even going.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
Yeah,
I don't want to know.
Yeah, some of the stuff they're showing at Star Wars Celebration, I think it's one that's going to be set in the High Republic, or as I like to call it, the High as a Kite Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got it.
That skeleton crew show. Again, no, High Republic, it sounds like it's a bunch of crap. It's just basically a bunch of like woke, there's a bunch of woke writers trying to put their identity politics. This is like blatant, it's like all their identity politics is blatantly obvious in this.
No, this is what we were expecting, though. That was the whole thing. It was like as soon as these shows were announced, we knew this is what we were going to get, because they don't care about the fans anymore. They haven't cared about the fans since The Last Jedi.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, that they're going to try to cultivate an audience of people that only are just going to applaud them for just putting all this stuff, all this like superficial crap in for no reason, but that's all they're going to do. They're not really going to watch it.
And here's the thing: I'll give Discovery Warner Media credit at this point, because at least with Discovery, they're sitting back and they're like, No, J.J. Abrams, you haven't made one damn thing for us. What are you doing? They've put Abrams on the clock to start
Sorry.
making stuff. Otherwise, I think he's going to be out the door.
Oh.
So, like, he's got to do something. But Discovery at Warner Media has been like, they're kicking people in and out, or kicking people out of Warner Media because they're not producing crap, and they're cutting money from there. So I think Discovery, that merger is actually doing what it's supposed to do. So
Yeah, I will say it is, and that is the truth here. But again, but like I said though, I know Disney is not going to do. I mean, the only thing that some people are. I saw this on like Midnight's Edge is like the idea that they might just like sell off some of the properties they're not going to do with Fox, because I already know they're going to defile Predator already. It already was, because I don't even care about it at this point.
Well, they went to. I mean, they've overextended themselves. They bought Fox. They're not doing anything with that. That was just a tax write off to them. They have Hulu. Why did they buy Hulu? They have their own streaming service now, so they don't really need Hulu.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. They could just sell that off, but I mean, the thing is, like I said, you already see these bundles of like ESPN Plus. They own ESPN, they own Hulu, so yeah, I always see ads for like these bundles where you get all three streaming services under one banner. No, one of them I'm already paying for, and it's decent. I know some of the stuff that's on there isn't all that good, but there are some bright spots. I know. I'm glad Cowboy Bebop's on there. I know I'm happy for the Orville coming back.
Yeah, in fact, the first episode of New Horizons of the Orville is on Hulu right now.
Yeah, I know the next series is starting the next season starting on June 2nd. That's the same time like the Splitgate the next season of Splitgate's coming out.
Yeah,
but yeah, I really do love this show, and I mean the other thing you saw what you saw there, that was Darth Bane's Orbalisk armor that you saw on the screen, and he gets that during the rule of like the second book rule of 2, and at the end he eventually gets it off. But again, even though it made him stronger, but it ultimately kind of like just kind of messed him up and it poisoned him slowly. But he gets stronger, and he can resist lightsabers and force lightning and other things.
And Disney is just going to find a way to screw it up. And wait a minute, I forgot they already have. My apologies.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, they just can't leave well enough alone, because they have to get the finger of politics and everything else in there to screw it up. They can't leave well enough alone.
Exactly.
So it's so stupid. And we sit here, fans, and we're scratching our heads like, what the frick are you guys doing? You don't want to make money anymore? Is that it? I mean, we'll take our money somewhere else. Yeah,
and of course, even then, they already said that they already told the chick who's playing that Reva character. I think it's supposed. I think I even heard that it's probably like supposed to be like a play on Revan. So again, you basically both pissed Amen Fate off and Josh Revan off. I'm pretty sure you really just pissed them off and incurred their wrath.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, we're just done having to hear all this crap, because we're being told we're just tired of getting beaten down by you, Disney, and telling us that we the fan. And this is coming from somebody who's black. I think Reva looks like a really looks like a very stupid character. Why am I supposed to care about her? I don't know who she is.
Well, and here's the thing. I would love to hear this, because what do you think as a black man? What do you think of all this stuff that's coming out on writers who are supposedly standing up for your rights and all your I can't even say it, representation and all this other stuff, and yet they're telling you that you don't. But you're saying you don't even care. You
Yeah,
know what I'm?
because that's not because why the hell should I care? Why do I need to have a character that is the same color as me? Yeah, how about you just make him an actual good character? Heck, we had a good, passionate talk about this, and I mean, if Will Breaker, if you're in the chat, I need you to come in here, man, because you gave some of the most impassioned speech last time on the last Talking Pinheads, and I'd love to have you always on because you're always welcome here. We had that talk of representation. The reason why I like Static so much, and it didn't even matter if he was black or not. He was a good character because he spoke to me. I'm an introverted nerd.
Right.
That's the whole thing, though. And I mean, yeah, wrong place, wrong
But
time.
and there's nothing
kid.
wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly. But I know that's kind of the whole thing, though. And it's just like that. It's the same thing with like I seem to really identify when you look at some characters. When I look back at some of these characters, like the characters from the show Code Lyoko, which is a French TV show about a bunch of boarding school kids that find a virtual world inside of a supercomputer in an old abandoned factory, and they have to go out and fight a computer entity called Xana from attacking the real world. One of the characters in there, who's a bit of a martial artist. His name is Ulrich Stern. And again, he's like the quiet introvert of the group. And I look back and it's like, yeah, this Ulrich is a lot like me. And guess what? He's technically supposed to be a German kid. Yeah, if you base it on his name. I mean, all the characters, they technically all have different nationalities. Like one of the girls in their group is supposed to be Japanese, living in France. The other one is obviously supposed to be Italian based on his name, Ad Della Robbia. And of course, the only character who's actually native French is the tech wizard kid who gets them to the virtual world, Jeremy Belpois. So yeah, the only real French kid there. But yeah, and I know, pretty sure all of them are speaking French. And again, the show was originally made in France, but it was localized locally in the country, and they had native English speakers living there to do the voices for the English dub of the show.
I guess I'll never understand their point of view of trying to create a character based on how somebody looks or how somebody
perceives how we all act. Like, dude, you're just literally creating a stereotype. And that is the one thing I hate, is having characters who are freaking stereotypes. And of course, yeah, if you make a character a certain way, like, they swing a certain way, it's like, oh yeah, he's definitely the gay dude in this story. Right. Just like, no, you just make a character. How about just make a character who just has a normal personality? Yeah. Who they sleep with is not really the problem here. Like,
well, definitely not in Star Wars. I mean, who cares? I guarantee you, at least 90 to 95, maybe 96% of the audience out there honestly doesn't care about who sleeps with who when we're watching a TV show or a movie.
Exactly the point. I mean, it doesn't even matter. I mean, heck, even the Orville had a really good episode about gender, about identity and stuff. I mean, I think it was handled pretty well. Like, again, the person on the far left of the screen here, the Moclan Bortus.
Yeah,
he comes from a potentially all male race, but it turns out there actually are females of his species. But of course, they'll have to if any species is born female, they have to undergo a sort of like gender
sex change.
Mandatory thing. But again, it would be interesting of like, again, I know they don't know why, even there's like a sanctuary planet for all the females existing. Hell, a lot of female Moclans. If you see that fight scene in that season 2 episode, female Moclans, they're just as badass as the men are. Like, come on, having female warriors among your species, that's a good plus. And hell, they could be, heck, some of them could be even good leaders. But just like, it's just like that sort of thing about what we kind of see. It's a good, well handled, but I mean, it's just like, again, different planet, different customs and whatnot. And it's I mean, a lot of good episodes.
Well, and here's the thing. This is one of the reasons why I like about the Orville is like Seth MacFarlane took a lot of the writers and producers from Star Trek: The Next Generation and Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise, and brought them over to the Orville. This is why a lot of Star Trek fans, real Star Trek fans, like the Orville, because it has that feel of good Star Trek.
Exactly, and he's a big fan. I mean, again, Seth MacFarlane has come a long way. I mean, he started out as just a animator at at an animation art school in Rhode Island.
Yep.
He went on to work for Hanna-Barbera and worked on Johnny Bravo for a little bit. He did a short called Larry and Steve.
Yep.
And again, it's basically, this was considered like the genesis to Family Guy. And again, like he's already handled the reins over, and he's only just involved only through voice talent only. But yeah, the Orville is another one of his babies. He's a very talented singer, and even all the jokes we've seen in Family Guy. Because if there's anything we all should know, Seth MacFarlane knows all the crap that's going on in Hollywood, but he knows that if he just makes a joke out of it, people will just say, ha, yeah, that's pretty funny. But a lot of that stuff that he said has come true, and we all know there's a big laundry list that we don't really need to go into, because I mean, if you're like a big fan of Family Guy, I'm pretty sure you know what all those jokes are.
Yeah, and here's the thing that some people may or may not know about Seth MacFarlane is, when he was doing American Dad, for example, he was in Family Guy. He was able to get the cast of The Next Generation on Family Guy to do guest voices. He cast Sir Patrick Stewart before he did Picard on American Dad to be the main character's boss.
Yeah,
so
he
has that relationship with all of these characters, or all these great cast members, or all these cast members from Star Trek, and it's like, why would you not hand over the reins to somebody who actually can handle Star Trek? He can write Star Trek. He did some guest spots on Star Trek Enterprise. The man is a Star Trek fan. He can write Star Trek, obviously, because he's doing it on the Orville. I mean, it's the perfect combination, the perfect formula to actually bring Star Trek back on the air really well. But they won't do it because it's like, we got to have our own Star Trek out there. It has to be woke. It has to be SJW. It has to be this and that. Because it doesn't align with our vision of what Star Trek should be now.
Yeah, and that's the whole problem. Why these people understand? Yeah, the audience you're trying to cultivate don't like this stuff, and how this is like they're trying to like pull it away from us, because it's just like, I think Midnight's Edge described it perfectly when I watched them on Friday. It's basically, they knew that they were the so-called pop. They thought that like all the people that are trying to make it all mainstream are the people who obviously were the bullies. I mean, all of us people who were probably nerds were all just the kids who were bullied, who like that stuff, who kind of like this stuff before it was considered cool. Yeah. But again, you have all these people are trying to make it as mainstream, and now it's like cool to be a geek. Now it's really cool to be a geek.
Yeah, we were the forerunners of what we knew was cool.
Yeah, I know. I was a kid of the 90s, and I know, Fel, since you're an older gentleman, you probably have much longer stretch of memory. About all this stuff.
Well, I was a Trekkie, and I was a Star Wars geek and nerd long before it was cool to be that.
Yeah.
And I was reading Talkin in school before it was cool to read Talkin. Really, I was reading C.S. Lewis and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe before they made The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe movies. Harry Potter wasn't even around yet when I was in school. So like all of this stuff that geek and nerdom is getting now was the genesis from us, from my generation, and the generations before that, because the generations before that had Superman in comics, DC, and Marvel, the original comics. They had and Christine. We've had Christine on Phil's channel, so she's
Yeah.
older than I am, but we all have seen the progression and the evolution of what geek and nerdom can be through video games, through comics, through movies, TV shows, whatever it is. And the spoils of that for us is what we're seeing now. But the problem is, it became cool.
Yes.
It
Exactly.
became cool to be a geek and a nerd, and now everybody's jumping on board with that.
Yeah, and it's just still it's just crazy that some of these people who are like now like trying to be quote unquote woke and trying to feel like that they know better than the people they want to feel like they want to represent. It's just like, no, you don't need to represent anybody. And
No.
yeah, how would you know certain things? I mean, and the thing is, yeah, not every person who has darker skin doesn't have a similar upbringing. There are people who are black who grew up in very privileged families. There are people who are white that are living in trailer parks. Like again, It's not like you don't really think everybody is not trying to be not everyone isn't really equal. Everyone really isn't.
Right. And that's what people don't understand. Well, that's what the woke side of it doesn't understand. It's like I'm gonna, if I go up to somebody, a complete stranger who is black or Hispanic or whatever, I'm not going to assume they're rich. I'm not going to assume they're a criminal. I'm not going to assume this or that. I'm going to be like, oh, okay, that's just another human being who is out getting groceries at Walmart or whatever.
Exactly. I mean, heck, even when I was out at when I was walking back from the gym on Friday, since I felt really good, I know I just actually helped a couple of guys that were, unloading their truck and stocking the shelf in the store. I opened up the door. I opened up and held the door open for them and just a lot of other people. And I mean, it's just a good thing you just do that. Just certain things you do and just return that kindness. And this is what you should do, since this was a really good thing. Everything you just said was really good. So I'm going to play this.
Excellent.
Yeah. I just got that, all this stuff. Even the intro is like, I just used that from PS4 Share Factory and just added here on StreamYard.
There you go.
It's a nice little handy thing. So yeah, people, I'm just doing this on the cheap. But hey, like I said though, this is an open mic stream. If you all want to come in and talk, hang out, just come on in. The link is right there.
Yeah. And here's the thing, guys. It doesn't have to be anything extraordinary to get along with another person. You get to know that person. You say, hi, how are you? How's the weather? Where are you at? It doesn't have to be anything super over eccentric or super wrong. Like Jets likes a whole bunch of things that I didn't know he liked. Awesome. He knows a whole bunch of other things that I didn't know about. That's awesome. I'm learning so much about things that he likes. Like when I first met him, I didn't know he was a writer. That's so cool. That is so cool. I can't wait for his books to be published.
Exactly the point. I know, like I said, I know. I mean, it just shows. I mean, I really feel like it really has become my passion, because again, when you have ideas exploding in your head, you just think to yourself, yeah, I should. And even then, it took a little bit of nudging from my sister. So yeah, it's a good thing to actually have it and say, yeah, I should do that. And I mean, I've been doing well, and I have been improving my craft. But I know the thing is, yeah, I also still have to go through the step. I still went through the step though, with like, I have some old drafts that I have of my magnum opus story. But when I look back at those old drafts, like, yeah, a kid, yeah, this is what a teenager wrote this stuff compared to what I'm trying to do now, because now I'm actually doing it more with how I'm trying to make it flow more.
Right. But everybody has to start somewhere. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's that taking that first step to really engage what you want to do. And once you take that first step and you start the learning process of how to really do it, it's like, oh, okay, I'm learning on the fly. I'm learning how on how to do it, and as soon as you get it done, you could be the next Hemingway, or you could be the next Jules Verne. You could be the next H.G. Wells. It could be the next Lucas or Roddenberry. It just depends on what
Yeah, and I mean,
you know.
and that's the whole thing. These are creative people drive storytelling. It's creative people, but of
Yeah,
course, we don't have many storytelling people. We just have people that just want to just work around in a pre-established universe. But again, me as a person, personally, I would feel unworthy to work on a Star Wars story or work in like anything like in a pre-established universe. The only thing I probably would want to do, and I even have my own ideas, even though some stories ideas I have are inspired by Power Rangers, but I would like to be a part of that universe and work on stuff like that. And you have
right.
creative people that have created such great things, such as the Shattered Grid storyline.
Well, and here's the thing: like, you're a fan of the Power Rangers. I'm a fan of Star Trek. I would love to sit as a fan of something that you grew up watching your entire life. You want to sit there and write that show or do something on on that franchise because you're such a fan. You want to contribute to it. You want to say, "Oh, I did this,"
Yeah,
and
and
it
that feels
stands
great.
out.
Yeah, and it feels great. Yeah, it feels great that you have something, but it just kind of shows that why they're getting people who don't. They're getting people who absolutely hate these kind of properties
Yeah,
and just want everything to just really be, just like make it because oh yeah, we need to remind people of the real world. No, these are fictional universes. Why do we need
yeah.
to inject stuff about our own world in these stories? Sure, if the story is set on Earth, but I mean, come on, just make something a little different about it. Yeah, just show that it may aesthetically look like our world, but in terms of story and lore, it may be different because that's kind of how it is with one story I'm writing. Like one of them is basically just like a sci-fi love story, but the other one is basically my magnum opus superhero story. They're both set in the same universe because I mean there is bits of advanced technology, but still aesthetically, it still feels like the world we live in currently. Somewhat,
Right.
there are some things that are like omitted or events or meant in in history of our world that have been changed, but again, it still is a much more you could say it's somewhat idealistic in a way, but it's still a very good thing that's still rife with conflict, and you still have to battle there to have to deal with a lot of problems that are going on and trying to fight back against things that could bring their world to the brink of destruction and stuff
Well,
like that.
and right, and that's the whole thing. Like, I mean, even the most idyllic shows that dealt with that kind of stuff, there was always conflict. You have to have conflict, but you don't want to make it realistic to the point of, oh, that just reminds me of what's going out in today's world. Start like the best shows that are out there right now are the ones, or the best shows that we watched in the past, I should say, are escapism.
Yes.
Whatever
Like
it's, whether it's movies, TV shows, whatever it is, it's escapism. Those are the ones that'll always stand the test of time. So,
exactly.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah, because I mean, if you put in a lot of things, like especially a lot of like random like 2010s humor, like saying YOLO or stuff like that, you immediately date your show. I mean, it's different if it's somewhat different if it's like a bit of a period piece, like say the show is set in the 1990s.
right, right.
It would make a
But even then, sometimes if you're going back to watch a show from or a movie from that, like, it's not intentionally doing that. Sometimes it's nostalgia to do that too. So,
yeah.
like, if you're like watching Ghostbusters, for example, like, that's a 1980s movie just because there's so many references of cars and commercials and everything else that are in there from the 80s and stuff like that. But it's still a good movie to watch anytime. That's still a timeless movie, but it has 80s references in it. But it's still one of the best comedy movies of all time, at least in my opinion. So, it's still nice to go back and watch nostalgia movies like that, even though they don't mean to be. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but you're right. Like, you can't have movies that are like purposely, or TV shows for that matter, that are purposely like, okay, we're going to address the real world right now, and we're going to remind you, hey, there is this going on outside. This X is going on out in the world right now. Y is going on in the world right now. And we're going to make this in a TV show that you actually like. No, that's not what I signed up for. I want to watch, if I'm watching The Orville, for example, I want to go off into space. I want to go off to another planet,
Exactly. And the same thing goes with Star Wars. We want to see Jedi and Sith fight each other and see these epic fleet action battles. Where we want to see the Battle of Yavin. We want to see all these amazing feats, because I mean it's basically a space western fantasy.
Right, and that's the whole point. Like, you want that escapism. You don't want to be stuck here in 2021, 2022, whatever year you're in, and be like, oh shit, here we go again. I have to watch this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if we want to be reminded of how much our world sucks, yeah, we just watch. All you gotta do is just watch the news, because
or in some cases, just look outside the window. Depending on where you live.
Yeah, exactly, and that's just how it is. We don't want any of this stuff. We do not want to be reminded about the world. We want to just be able to just drift away and be and dare us to imagine and dare us to actually aspire, because I mean that's the whole point. Whatever happened to superheroes aspiring us to be better than we are? I mean, these characters are supposed to be like the best of us, and again, now you want to deconstruct them and say that, oh no, we're trying in the hopes of trying to make them more relatable. No, if you're gonna make a relatable character, have a story that's set and make your show a damn coming of age story. If you're gonna have a character that's dealing with that kind of stuff, just do that. But no, you got to make a superhero that people who are literally gods among men. You want to bring them down to our level. No, you don't. No, don't do that.
I was gonna say, I don't want a superhero that's relatable. When I watch Superman or Batman or Spider-Man or whatever, those superheroes are made not to be relatable to the average person, as far as like saying, oh, they're relatable to somebody who is, works at a bank or something like that. They're relatable in the sense that, oh, I want to aspire myself to be more, to do more as a human being.
Exactly the point.
That's what those heroes are meant to do. So, gods among men, Superman, Batman, and this is one of the reasons why I love Batman so much, is the fact that he's a human being who has the money to actually do so much good for the city of Gotham, and at the same time, and he does do all that good with the city of Gotham, both as Bruce Wayne and as Batman. So and to me, it's like, you have that character that can go out there with his billions of dollars. During the day, he'll go out there and do all the charity work. He'll go out there and make sure the business side of the world is the Wayne Enterprises is doing what it's supposed to do. And then at night, he goes out there and fights all the supervillains in Gotham City. to try to help the innocent people and keep that, and he has the financial resources to do all that, and all of his friends that are helping out, Robin, Nightwing, whoever. So it's like, when you have that, that was the coolest thing to Batman to me. He was the superhero, but he was the most. I hesitate using this word, but I'm trying to use this the right way. The most relatable superhero, in the sense that if there was a real life superhero that could happen, it would be Batman, because you have billionaires. You could aspire to be a billionaire who could work out, who could, on all honesty, have all that technology at your feet, who could go out and do all that stuff in real life. He's the one that you could actually see in real life happening. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and also the same thing could apply to somebody who, if you're just a very technically and mechanically gifted person, you could just fashion something up and just do the exact same thing.
Yeah, exactly. So out of all the superheroes that, not that I don't love Spider-Man or Superman or all of them, but when you, of all the more realistic ones that are out there, to me, Batman is the one that you could realistically really achieve, because all of his superpowers are his mental capabilities of being a detective, the greatest detective, and also somebody who has the financial resources to go out there and do the best job he possibly can to make the world a better place, certainly Gotham City. So that's what I take away from that aspect of a superhero to me.
Yeah,
So.
and that is true, because Batman is supposed to be the peak. He's literally supposed to be he's literally a man who also trained with ninjas, for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the most realistic one I can see. Now, and I was saying that, something couldn't happen where you couldn't get bit by a mutant spider, and maybe something like that couldn't happen. But the more realistic one to me is Batman coming to real life. So,
yeah. But let's move back a little bit to the Orville. What do you think was probably the best episodes of either seasons?
I'm gonna start with season 2, because the one the one that stands out to me is the season finale, because that to me sends off the Trinity. That was the one that was like, oh, this actually feels like really like a science fiction show, like Star Trek. That was the one that really felt like this is turning into something that I couldn't wait for season 3 to come out, because we were all like, oh, what's going to really happen now? Because the Callin turned against everybody. We're going to have a war. This is going to be a war season for sure.
Yeah, even with the short little teaser we saw, this is really gonna get the stakes up and high.
Yeah,
and I mean, I know Isaac was another character, and we got to finally see his homeworld, and we know that they're just hostile beings, and they even killed their own creators. I mean, essentially, the Callin are basically the Borg of this universe.
Yes, and so I can't wait to see that. That's my favorite for season 2. I'm working on season 1 because I wanted, my wife and I are trying to get reamped up to watch the Orville again for season 3. So season 1, I'm gonna say right now, it's the whole thing so far, because I'm loving season 1. But I would say the absolute favorite that I've gotten up to so far would probably be the first episode, the introduction episode.
Okay.
because it's just like we're meeting the entire crew for the first time. We're getting the backstory of Ed Mercer and Kelly. We're getting that backstory. We're seeing how this is going to work, and we're seeing that whole dynamic happen in front of us. So, and you know, and I'm going to compare apples to oranges here. The Orville did this so much better than what Star Trek Discovery did, and so this is why the Orville's is just a far superior quote unquote Star Trek than the actual Star Trek product is. So you can't say anything more. You can't say anything better than that, at least in my opinion. So, what do you think? What was your favorite episode thus far?
Man, I really think the best episode of the show was probably the episode that was The Road Not Taken, where they think they accidentally bring like Kelly from the past, and they actually do send her back. She's back there for a little. She's there for a little bit, but she ends up like changing something that radically alters the history of the show.
Yeah.
Where instead of that one thing where she says, no, yeah, I don't think we really are going to work out. But it was because of that teamwork that they had being of Ed Mercer being the captain and her making him the captain of the Orville and her becoming his XO. With their teamwork and leadership, the Orville essentially saved the Union and even saved the Earth.
Yeah.
But because that didn't happen, the Callin basically annihilated most sentient life in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Even completely decimated Earth too. So Mockless is destroyed. The Krill are probably on the verge of extinction. It's just a very bleak scenario, and people like Ed, Ed the doctor. I forgot the doctor's name.
Doctor. Yeah, I just watched an episode. I can't think of her name either. Yeah, but everybody, Ed, the doctor.
Yeah, Scott Grimes' character or Gordon's there.
Yeah, Gordon.
Boris was the only one to survive. He was on board the Orville before the end. I think Alara comes back for like one episode, and also that was a good highlight of season 1. Season 1's best episode was like Alara's departure, going back to her home planet. And it's just and one of the other things that was also crazy was the whole thing of how insane the gravity on their planet is. That's enough that it can crush anything to nothing.
Yeah, it's the dynamic of this show and the writing of this show is so awesome because to me, and I'm sure this is somewhat the case. I had this feeling they took a lot of disregarded Star Trek storylines and just rewrote them for the Orville in some aspects.
Yeah,
that's the sense I'm getting, because these are shows that are just like, oh, this has a Star Trek feel to them, whether it's Next Gen or DS9 or whatever. It has a Star Trek feel to them. And if you look at some of the writers that have written the show outside of Seth Macfarlane, they are the Next Gen writers or DS9 writers from those shows. So I'm like, okay, now it makes sense why this has a Star Trek feel to them. So it's like, okay, this is why I like the Orville, because it has that feel to it. So it's awesome to me. So
yeah. And another good episode I could say that I really did like was also from season 1 was the episode where they go to a planet that technologically is similar to 21st century Earth.
I just watched that episode actually. Yes.
Yeah, and what did you think of that one?
It was good because it's Scott Grimes' character said it perfectly. It's the American Idol episode.
Yeah, Death by American Idol. Yeah, your social credit. It kind of shows what we're kind of in for especially if of course a certain like East Asian power that wants Taiwan It doesn't acknowledge Taiwan as a country. If that happens and we start getting that, like it's basically a social credit score. If your credit gets lower and you have like not a good approval rating, you're basically put to death on that world.
Yeah,
or lobotomized.
Well, my wife was sitting here and we were watching it, and I just told her, I said, we're kind of living in this society right now.
Yeah.
If you think about it, we're kind of living in this society right now. And it's just like, man, they only shot that 4 years ago, and we're already living in this society right now. And it's just like, man alive, But yeah, it's just amazing. But yeah, I can't. I honestly can't wait to start watching season 3 and to see what it's like. I think this is the last year, right? This is the last round for the Orville.
I didn't know this was gonna be the last season. I figured since we only got a new season, I figured this was just gonna be a brand new one.
And I think this is the last go around for him. Oh. I thought that's what I heard. Might want to double check that. I swear that's what I thought I heard from.
Yeah, because if it is gonna be the last go around, dang, it was. I'll say if it is gonna be, I'll just say it now. It was a dang good run, dang good show. But I guess maybe because it was too expensive. I guess maybe.
I think that's what it was because Fox moved it or not. Well, I guess it was Fox originally. They moved it to Hulu, and now because it got too expensive, and Hulu bought it. So I don't know if this is gonna be. I thought this was going to be it, so because it got too expensive.
Yeah, but like I said, though, we're not gonna really. I really hope that it isn't going to be the end because this show is really really good.
Well, the thing is, it's got a good following. It's great writing, great. Of course, that's the reason why it's going to be the end. It's great writing, great following. They can't have that on TV anymore.
Yeah, we're gonna have you're gonna extend a show that's terrible, but yeah, screw. I mean, that's what happened with Batwoman. But now, like when the damn views got the ratings got progressively worse and worse. It just like we're finally just gonna let's just pull the plug on this thing finally because nobody is watching it anymore.
Yep.
But yeah, it just sucks it just always sucks because Fox had a habit of canceling good shows. Or shows that really could have gotten people's interest.
Well, and I don't want to diss them because they've been on the show about as long as I've been alive. The Simpsons.
That show that's still a shambling corpse. That's still going. That's still going too.
That's still going too. I mean, that show's been around almost as long as I've been alive. So 30 years at least. Yeah,
it pretty much was. It pretty much was airing right around the time that's when I was coming up.
Yeah, so I can remember when that show first came on the air. They said show was not family friendly. It was not appropriate for children, and blah blah blah. And now they're saying that they were saying it at one point that is the most family friendly show on the air.
Only because the mouse bought it. But I know one thing. Basically, given what's going on with this whole thing, because I mean, Disney rewrote the copyright laws because that whole thing, because the original Steamboat Willie needed effectively the character of Mickey Mouse should be in the public domain at this point.
No kidding, right?
And I think they might just repeal that, and they should. But yeah, the whole thing that's going on in Disney, I actually say just let the kingdom burn down. I would say that just let it burn.
And in some aspects, I feel sorry for like the Disney brothers, the original ones, Walt and
Roy,
his brother, because this is not what they had in mind at all when they started Disney. It was just supposed to be cartoons and family friendly, and then all of a sudden it turned into this.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I mean?
Hey Phil. Yeah, like I said, Phil, I'm putting the link in right there. Come on in.
Hey Phil.
So yeah, that's kind of how it has gone.
Yeah.
and we don't really know what else we're really gonna have to deal with. But I mean, the thing is, yeah, now we have like again, Pixar was a thing that was owned by started by Steve Jobs. Disney acquired them, and of course, they did the first fully CGI animated feature being Toy Story. And again, they've gotten so much better over the years.
Yeah. And I don't want to take anything away from Pixar because that's the next generation of animated movie making, but it's still like you look at them and it's like, oh, okay. You have Pixar who Steve Jobs, George Lucas, and wasn't Steven Spielberg a part of that too?
I think so. I don't know. But this was all happening when like Michael Eisner was like
Yeah.
was like the CEO of Disney at the time.
I'd almost be willing to trade freaking Iger right now for Eisner at this point.
Yeah.
At least Eisner knew what the hell he was doing.
Yeah, but also a kind of thing, like I said, even then there was around that time where, Disney kind of like also just kind of like got their hands on Power Rangers. I don't know why he's calling himself this, but okay, let's get in it. Wait, who's this?
Do you have to?
Wait, who's this? The chairman? Oh, welcome the chairman. What's up?
Hey guys.
How are you?
All right. How are you?
Oh, we're good. We're good. Just welcome to Talking Pinheads. So,
I thought it was Phil. Hello.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
yeah. But also, from your perspective, I'm not sure if you've seen it or not. But what do you think of what's going on? What do you think of like the Kenobi show that's happening at the moment? At least the first 2 episodes that have aired.
I don't have Disney Plus, so I don't get to watch that stuff.
Okay. So yeah, well, also everything and all the other stuff we've talked about. Another thing that has like coming out. What is your opinion of the Orville overall? What is your opinion of the show?
The Orville.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Well, you didn't watch it on Fox or saw it on Hulu? Because that's kind of how I really kind of watched the show.
I saw it on Hulu.
Okay. What's your opinion? Have you gotten to see the new Top Gun yet?
No, I have not. Regal Cinema has been taking my points away from me like crazy over the past 2 years.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I know I haven't gotten to see it yet. I'm probably gonna go see it tomorrow at a matinee price.
Yeah, I had 10,000 points. Now I'm down to 440.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah. They gouged my points.
Wow, that's yamped. But
So I'm not very happy with the Regal Cinema.
I see.
Yeah.
Can you get him back?
Who knows? I'll probably have to watch like I don't know 15 movies for that.
Oh man,
I know. $20 a pop. $20 a pop.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
$20 a
pop. Yeah.
Again, I don't know. I know. I guess Phil decided just to pop in. I guess he doesn't want to come on.
Yeah.
Oh, I see how it is. It's okay. It's okay if he pops in the chat and you and I are here, Jets. But we go on his channel. He's not. See, he's not in control. That's what it is. He can't just put on his little Seamus the hot dog videos and play it anytime he wants. He has to be in control.
Oh. Here we go with this. I want to get this ready.
Fatality.
just you just destroyed him on that end.
Of course I did.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the crazy thing though. I mean, but again, Phil. But I mean, I know I saw him. I know he was on like He was on like drunk 3BO, and he said he would come on. And I know Bears also said that he's like putting some stuff. He's like helping put some curtains up. But I really don't know. No one else really we can really talk about. I know we've kind of like had our conversations. Chairman, is there anything you would want to bring up and talk, and we can like follow through on?
No.
I see.
I just got done watching the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, the last video, because I didn't catch it live.
Okay. This is okay. That's a good topic we can lead into. So, yeah, the whole thing. I know I haven't been following it, but I know it seems like everyone's trying to poke poking holes through all of her arguments the whole time.
She is done. She is done.
Yeah. And I mean, look, I know also Yellow Flash has like pointed it out. But again, like we already know that in the court of public opinion, we already know Johnny Depp is not been capable. I mean, he's doing all this stuff. What has she really done? Anything
I actually live
noteworthy?
about 20 miles away from that courthouse.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I bet that's a sight. The media circus over there.
Oh Jesus! I'm glad I don't go over there. Jesus.
I bet not. I bet you are. Holy cow.
Yeah. I know.
The last video I saw of the outside of the courthouse, there was one supporter of Amber Heard. One supporter.
And let me guess.
Sign. The guy had a sign. I am so surprised he didn't get his butt whooped.
Oh yeah,
people.
I'm gonna say this though. Again, if was this actually a guy? Was this a guy?
Yes, it was a guy.
Simp alert! Simp alert!
Yep. Simp alert!
I think it was Darth News that showed this guy. If he's on YouTube, I don't know if you know that guy or not, but
I don't know who he is, but I think I'll share something. I know. Again, I'm not monetized, and again, YouTube, if you come after me at this, well, I say don't really go. I'm just doing this clip for just shits and giggles, but this is something my friend Bear64 sent me.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Lives in a pineapple under the sea.
Chinese like a melody.
What's your profanity? Rule the galaxy.
Welcome to Game Theory.
Try Grammarly for free.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Snap back to reality. Monster game. I'm scary.
you got so many of those ones out there that just like.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna say that we all really like, again, we all know Amber is just over with her. And I know they're gonna talk a little bit more about this.
Surprised if they wouldn't give her a role in a movie just to be like a cleanup crew.
Didn't Warner Brothers actually tell her you're done for Aquaman 2?
I'm not sure about that. I've heard so many conflicting things about the Aquaman thing. I don't know what's true or not.
Yeah, but like I said, though, I know everyone. But okay. Now I know what I want to talk about, and this is regarding the new trailer with Thor: Love and Thunder. Other than
good lord.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, I think Phil like tweeted the stream out again. Phil, you're welcome to come on here, man.
If
You
you
really
get Phil, get in here. Jiminy Crickets.
Jiminy Crickets. But let me show something. And just what I'm about to show everyone here, do not go and like harass this person, but I actually have a sort of thing that went on, and I actually obviously I got my Twitter receipts here, and I still have the DM here. Oh, was this got in here? Hello.
Smoke breaker.
Hey, man, what's up? Finally, you got in here, man. Good to have you.
Sorry, I'm working on my car.
It's okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this one what I'm about to show everyone here. This is something regarding the Thor: Love and Thunder.
Ew. Why'd you have to say that?
I know.
That's what I said.
Everything everybody wants to talk about, but come on. I mean, this was just like insane. This was insane.
I don't want Beta Ray Bill. I want female Thor.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's something that everybody somebody got on to me about. I know my sister's a big Thor fan, but again, I just kind of pointed out. The double standard here.
Yeah, I just had someone to go. Yeah, someone. I don't care what they say though. You know me.
Yeah, I know, but
tokenized nonsense. Jason Aaron needs to go off a bridge or something.
Yeah, I understand that much, but let me show you guys. Okay, yeah, it says this person here. I know I don't want anyone to come out and go after this person at all. I do not condone this at all. But it says, why'd you follow me on Twitter to troll me? And this person, already was following me. And I already pointed that out and said looking for a smoking gun. And obviously she's the one that started this DM, not me.
Okay. Can't even see it. Yes. I'm on my laptop. I'm on my phone, so it's kind of.
Yeah, I know. I'll read it off though. Yeah, you follow me. You looking for a smoking gun? This person replies, "What the hell is that? What the hell does that even mean? I felt like expanding my Twitter and look. How is that me looking for a fight? I was hoping you were going to possibly use a tweet as evidence to ban my profile, right? You seriously not know the expression? I know it's kind of small thing that I just said there. It is nothing like anything serious.
I'm confused.
He goes off saying, "Why would I want to ban your profile? I don't even know you. Do you even know?" No, exactly. It's things like, yeah, I think I'm being condescending. I'm being condescending. Not really. I mean, I would figure that again. The whole thing about the smoking gun thing. Didn't say anything, and even they're going around cursing too. Do you know what self-righteous and self-important is? Because what wilding vain? What would automatically assume the only reason I would share a tweet to get you banned? I already said the point of the tweet was agreeing with the double standard. And here is the. Let me just see if I can find it through all this here. Let me go back to the original thread. Oh, this is the original tweet that I responded to.
He's so good at pointing.
Yes. And yet they do this. And continuing on, it says the point. Like I said, the point is agreeing with the double standards of exploiting both sexes. If it happens to a dude, it's kind of. If it happens to a chick, it's evil and degrading. It ain't equal. The latter should be taken the same for guys. Just saying. And they go off and saying, "You owe me an apology. I would appreciate you if you that post. You jumped to horrible conclusions. Perfectly about being a perfectly harmless thing, trying to think like, oh, this person is just being nice. And I say to them, you're the one jumping down on my throat about all this stuff, and I'm sorry that you're being a little thin-skinned. You're being thin-skinned about this, and they immediately say that this is trolling.
One of these things laying around earlier.
Wait. I see it.
Yeah, like I said, this isn't real. I'm not trolling at all. I'm just pointing something out, and this is the big thing that obviously ends it, and it ends after this. I didn't pay attention to who tweeted it. I don't care. I was too busy objectifying Chris Hemsworth. To be honest, you are important, paranoid, emasculated, clearly terrified. Who is clearly terrified at women. Just like, again, it just shows when someone resorts to this, you know that you've won against them in an argument with this kind of stuff. Saying I'm emasculated and all that other stuff. I assume it was going to get you banned. Yeah. You say you have problems, wee little man, and yeah, of course, I'm blocked.
It just goes to show when you try to get into an intelligent conversation with one of these people, you're not gonna. They just don't hold up to your standard of intelligence. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, with that being said, guess who is now on with us now? Welcome everybody, Bear64.
No fucking shit, lady. You have problems.
Exactly, Bears. I know. Again, I was just talking with Bears about this, and I know he wasn't involved in the conversation. We were just talking it out, and I think I probably should have just like had it just said so only just me and him talking, but I guess he just got mad about it. And it's just like that. I mean, like, come on, like, just when you do point out a double standard, it's just like, okay, yeah. Once again, it's bad if guys do it, but it's okay. It's okay if you women can do it all you want. It's just like there is no actual equality here. It's only going to be doing it to benefit to try to benefit them or benefit everybody else. It's just kind of crazy. It's just really odd.
Yeah. People are just weird.
Yeah, sorry. I know, woke breakers.
Like a crazy evil girl laughing.
Sorry, guys. I don't know if there's too much noise in the background.
It's okay, woke breaker. It's okay. So, Bears, how you been, man?
Fun enough. I had to put my arm in a brace thing again since last year. My wrist is hurting like hell.
Oh.
I'm myself. Hold on.
I turned that bit. You turned that so quick.
And no, it doesn't hurt from that if you do dirty minds. No,
Yeah.
it was funny because it originally happened when I was like marathoning Doom Eternal. Like I was trying to beat Ultra Nightmare, and I eventually did. I beat it in Ultra Nightmare, and then my wrist started hurting from playing it so much.
Oh man,
like, it costs
you got carpal tunnel syndrome.
It could be, but like this time it didn't even start because of that.
I actually hurt my wrist because of video game playing too. I actually overextended my thumb.
That could have been it, but like it was like the end of work, and like it just started hurting for no reason. I'm like, what in the world is going on?
Yeah. The doctor actually told me my thumb was dislocated.
Wow.
That I didn't do, unless I'm not aware.
Yeah, I actually relocated it in the doctor's office, right in front of him.
Yeah,
mine is just more of a muscular thing. Like I can't bend my wrist downwards.
Yeah, you messed up your wrist. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Bears, what is your opinion? What is your opinion on certain topics that are going on right now?
Well, I heard like about the Star Wars talk, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not really caring, but I'm surprised you have not mentioned the new Star Wars game for Jedi.
Oh yes, Jedi Survivor.
The games are more excited than the movies now, which is quite crazy.
Yeah, because again, I really did. I really did kind of really did like. I really did like Fallen Order,
The
and
like here's the thing I've noticed in Star Wars: as long as there's not too many connections to the original cast, it actually becomes better because they don't have to try to connect, overly connect the old movies to the new stuff. There could be like a reference, like in Fallen Order, there was a reference to Obi-Wan Kenobi saying, "Hey, the Order has fallen. Back, go hide." In Fallen Order, I was like, "Oh." And that game rocks. The story rocks too. It's like not just the gameplay. The story is good. And then Mandalorian, it was good. It barely had any connection to the original cast.
yeah, and again, yeah, we are. I really would love to see more of these characters. But the only thing I want to know is who's the mysterious person that Kel finds in that back to tank.
Either a chick with a really flat chest or some long haired dude.
I think it's a chick. I think it's a chick who was in there. I think.
I don't know. I've seen the trailer twice and it looked like Pex, so it was probably a dude with long hair.
Mm.
I mean, it's not an uncommon thing in Star Wars since what was it? Qui-Gon Jinn had long hair.
Well, we know he's kicked the bucket.
I only saw one episode of The Mandalorian at a friend's house who has a Disney Plus. So it had Sasha Banks in the episode.
Who's Sasha Banks?
Oh yeah, one of the Mandalorians. Yeah, one of the female Mandalorians with Bo-Katan.
You mean the leader?
The wrestler Sasha Banks from WWE. She was in it.
Yeah, she was one of the Mandalorians that was alongside Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was the only episode I saw was her eating. It looked like she was eating an octopus or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a later episode, not like the first episode.
Yeah, I got an update from Phil. He's I think Nemo is not Nemo's not feeling well. Nemo's his cat Nemo.
Well, he needs to find something to help Nemo.
Yeah. So again, Phil, if you're watching, I hope Nemo feels better, and I hope we're all praying for that beautiful little cat. So yeah. I'm gonna see if I can find like some pictures of that Jedi Survivor trailer.
Come on. Good.
Yeah, because also I think we also know the Grand Inquisitor is going to take a role in that story. But I think also or Gaming Gamble. I think I saw something that says here that it connects something to the Kenobi series, but I don't really care about the Kenobi show. I don't.
Oh, I'm not even going to bother watching it. Like, I don't even have Disney Plus installed in my my PlayStation because I just don't want to give them the gigabytes or megabytes or whatever.
Exactly.
They don't deserve a single megabyte.
Oh, my PS4 crashed on me.
Oof.
The other day. The first 64 gigabytes is corrupted.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you probably need to initialize, like backup save everything, like in the cloud, and then initialize it.
Well, I can't even turn it on.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
We had a friend of ours who also his PlayStation crashed on him too.
Oh, Dang Dog.
Yeah, Dang Dog's PS4 pretty much died on him. He's an old friend we played Titanfall with. So yeah, this is the person we see in Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor. Again, this is going to be it's obviously is going to be on like next gen exclusively. And I know again, I barely have any money to afford a PlayStation 5.
And you can't even find
I
one.
want to get a PS5, but I don't have the money.
Yeah, exactly. And plus inflation, like again, everyone, this is a game I'm probably going to miss out. I'm probably going to miss out on. Definitely.
Like, take a trip to my house and then play the Jedi.
Yeah, I went to Walmart the other day, and they're trying to sell their PS5s for $700.
Oh, even retail are trying to scalp people. Damn.
Wait, for one, your Walmart actually has a PS5 in the store. I have never seen it in my stores. And two, dear Lord.
Yeah, there are no like PS4 stuff, and then you barely see Switches in there too.
Oh, Switches I see all the time.
Yeah, up here we got Switches all over the place.
Well, dang, I know I've already started a fund to get a Nintendo Switch, but yeah, I mean, who exactly is who is this supposed to be?
Well, I think that's the mystery now, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Who is this mysterious person inside this Bacta tank?
I wonder who that Sith dude is, the one with the weird looking teeth.
Oh, that's supposed to be the Grand Inquisitor from Rebels, and of course from the Kenobi series, which absolutely nothing like the Grand Inquisitor. In fact, Bears, I think I'll show you that photo.
Well, Rebels was like a very cartoon, like a high cartoonish look to it, so I guess it's understandable that he looks completely different.
Yeah,
like I've seen like screenshots and some clips of Rebels, and that series is pretty like cartoonish looking. So it's understandable why he looks different.
Just out of curiosity, how long in the future is this game supposed to be set in? Like, when is it supposed to be set in?
Well,
between Fallen Order and Survivor.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out, like, is it set like after the Mandalorian or during?
No, Jedi Fallen Order takes place like 5 years after Revenge of the Sith, so 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so
it was
technically
like
it should be about like probably like if we're going by the old time scale from the extended universe, it should probably take place maybe I know 19 at the end of the Clone Wars it was 19 BBY, so 5 years after that. So it's probably takes place in 14 it takes place 14 years before the Battle of Yavin, aka New Hope.
Okay. Because the way that picture looks, at least the facial features, just from that far away, it looks like, and if it's being tied into the Kenobi series, it looks like it could be a creature like a Yoda creature, just by the facial features, like the eyes and the nose.
Yeah, he has like Yoda DNA.
Like a Yoda DNA, yeah.
Like,
yeah, like I said, this is what this is the species.
I don't want to say like it's like Baby Grogu or anything like that, but it just looks like, just from the facial features without with the mask on, and just from far away from what I've seen.
Please no Baby Yoda. I'm so sick of fucking Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I know, but of course I know there are some people who say, "Oh,
is that the guy?
He's so cute." Yeah, this is supposed to be what the Grand Inquisitor looks like, at least in the Kenobi show. But this is what his species, the Palwins, are supposed to look like. This is a picture from Revenge of the Sith.
I thought he looked familiar. I was like, oh, he looks a bit familiar.
Yeah, at least I know in the game they made him look like normal, but in like the Kenobi show, it looks so low budget. Like they completely forgot what like Palwins are supposed to look like. And I know me and Fel had a really deep dive discussion about the whole thing.
And we agreed. We agreed that this just isn't at all the same character.
Yeah, exactly. And again, this makeup effects were done back in 2005, for crying out loud. That's impressive. But compared to this, it's just like it's just a dude with a bad makeup job.
The guy looks like a beach volleyball. Seriously.
Like it looks like one of those body painters, like an amateur body painter.
I mean, I'm not trying to diss cosplayers, but a cosplayer looks better than that.
Oh, cosplayers like for the longest time now, cosplayers have done better than official things.
I know.
Remember the
I know.
Starfire debacle with the whole Teen Titans TV show?
Yeah, I'm still not. Yeah, I still think that still looks terrible.
With like the lady looking like a plus size hooker with curly hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that is not how Starfire is supposed to look. Hell, yeah, again, cosplayers pulled off Starfire better than this looked.
Well, and the point is, this is Disney. You know what I mean? This is a quote unquote professional studio, movie studio, and the cosplayer is doing a lot better. 2005 did a lot better than what we're seeing right now. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, this is next gen only, but this is how he looks in the pre-rendered trailer. Even this is more faithful to what he looks like in Revenge of the Sith. How a Palin is supposed to look.
It's just it's horrible. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, it's a lot more faithful than what we've seen. And it's just that's kind of the whole point, though. Disney just doesn't know what they're doing. I mean, hell, I know some things cannot be practically done, but that's the reason why you also have like CGI work done for that kind of stuff. Like, you know how they did it with Hulk. They just got Mark Ruffalo and they got Josh Brolin in a motion capture suit. They got the character and they just animated their actual movements in the movie, and then they just applied the model and just had it like copy all the animations. There you go.
See, I would argue it's not that they don't know what they're doing. They don't care. They just don't care about their fans anymore. That's what I would argue.
Rating numbers first, fans last.
Yep.
Exactly.
They don't. Hey
guys, I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah. They don't care about us. They don't care about the fans. After we rejected The Last Jedi, they were like, okay, fans, F you. We don't care about you guys anymore. So
yeah, that's pretty much how it's all gone down.
Yep.
But like I said, though, with the Kenobi show, we are just kind of done and burned out by it. But and the same thing kind of goes. I'm not sure if anyone wants to talk about this, but what does everyone think of She-Hulk?
She-Hulk, I don't like it.
Yeah, I know people are comparing her to like Shrek or whatever. I mean, it's like, but people made a joke about the whole thing. It was like, yeah, the Hulk actually looking at like Black Widow's baby bump, and it grows into becoming Fiona. It's just like, yeah, we've already seen that, but it's different how like She-Hulk is supposed to be in the comics. She's supposed to be this very strong. She's supposed to be now that she has this power, but she was just injected with Bruce Banner's blood because she was like shot.
All right, guys, I'm going to be eating real quick, but I'm going to be like still in here, just muted.
Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of what happened. They injected her with Bruce Banner's blood, and that's how she grew up. I mean, she doesn't get angry, but she feels more confident now that she is like the way she looks now. She feels more confident and feels better that way. But of course they got to throw that little thing in the trailer where, oh yeah, she picks the guy up and carries him to bed. Just trying to really push the idea of the.
But the weird thing is that she's got full control over the Hulk side of her, but Hulk and Bruce Banner had a huge problem doing that, and it don't make sense.
Yeah, but now we're back to like, you know, him being we're now like we've already seen with Endgame. Now we already have him close to being, you know. Now he's Professor Hulk. Now no, it's a blending of both Banner and the Hulk now.
Yeah, but that like is like in the movie. It took him like almost a year to get that to work in the chamber or whatever. I don't remember.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
in the movie, they make her like almost overnight. It like works for her.
Yeah, it
Like,
took him a
really.
year. And again, I
Yeah.
know they kind of just explained that scene away in like Endgame, how like Banner is now just like Professor Hulk now. It just kind of just explain that away.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
how almost overnight that makes her like Bruce Banner and the Hulk overnight almost. It was like maybe a couple months or something. But it doesn't make sense. How
exactly.
she was able to make it like snap and bam, there she is. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. All right, Phil. What are your thoughts on She-Hulk?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna, first off, it comes down to the casting. Not the writing's a different story. Let's talk about the casting. If you're gonna cast somebody that is going to play the role of She-Hulk, you gotta cast somebody that's gonna look like She-Hulk. And casting somebody that looks like She-Hulk, she's got to be muscular. At least muscular, and make it believable.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get somebody who has somebody like a wrestler.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking of if you're going to cast somebody that is going to look like She-Hulk, make it a female wrestler, somebody that is a decently well-known female wrestler, whether it's Sasha Banks, who's already been working with Disney, or somebody like that who the public already knows, hey, this female knows how to wrestle, who can easily lift a man up at a certain point. So we know that in real life can happen because she works out. She knows how to win championships in real life. So that being said, get somebody who is a female wrestler who can do all that kind of stuff. That to me that would be more believable casting than getting somebody who looks like the way she does and can't do and is doing all this. That's the first problem. The second problem is the the writing itself. We all know how this is going to go down. It's going to be pushed with politics. It's going to be pushed with SJW nonsense and all this other stuff. And it's not going to follow the comic book that was already out there for She-Hulk. We already know this.
Yeah.
So
actually, I would have loved to have seen Alexa Bliss as She-Hulk.
That'd be some good casting.
That would be some good casting. Yeah, I was just using Sasha as an example because she already worked for Disney. But I can see that too.
Yeah, but Alexa Bliss, man, she is strong as hell.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
For her size, she's strong as hell.
Yeah, and my whole thing would be like if you could get that kind of casting in with somebody who is a professional wrestler, who obviously does it for a living, lifting people over their heads and doing all those crazy moves, and they already know what they're doing safety wise anyway. You get that perfect casting, and then you got to worry about the writing. Now, the writing, again, we've already said it's going to suck. And this is Marvel Studios producing this. Marvel, there she is.
Yep, there she is.
Marvel Studios is going to screw this up. They're always going to find a way to screw this up now. And so we're in this stage of no matter what we think should happen, it's just what makes sense. Let's just put it this way. What makes sense is not going to happen because they want to go the opposite way of what makes sense and what's going to make money most of all. So.
Exactly.
Actually,
that-
I saw a picture of Alexa Bliss earlier today that someone did a fan art of her, but she had black hair. They put her with black hair, and she looked cool.
I could see that.
Like that. She looked cool. She had the pink highlights, but she had black hair, and that looks cool. I wish I could find it again, but I can't.
And I think I might have it here. Hang on. All right, hang on 1 second.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Is this it?
Yeah, kind of, but she had the pink highlights on the tips.
Oh, okay.
She had the pink highlights.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy that Alexa Bliss, she sort of like again embraced her inner Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole point is she does the cosplay. You know what I mean? And if they dressed her up as She-Hulk, you know, we know she could easily do the character. And because she works in WWE, she has to put on a performance in some aspect when she does the promos. So she's already quote unquote acting. So I say give her a shot at it.
Yeah.
She'd definitely be more believable as She-Hulk than anybody else, really. So
yeah.
Exactly. So that really just kind of cuts it there.
Yeah.
But don't really know what else really we can talk about. I know Willbreaker and Bears are kind of like out of commission for a bit, so we don't really know what else I can really talk about. Probably the shortest talking pinheads we've had so far. Don't really know what else we can really talk about.
Well, I mean, it's, there's not a whole lot really going on right now as far as entertainment wise, outside of like we've covered it all, really.
Yeah, I know. You and I covered in like the first
hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
maybe something we saw, like stupid people doing stupid things, like
Oh yeah. Let's just watch a few of those clips.
No, like I mean, like just stories. Yesterday I had to cut my job. I give out loaner cars to customers that have to get their car serviced and they need a car because it's going to take like a couple of days or so, right? So this lady comes in with like the plastic gloves you see like subway workers use, like they kind of baggy and all that.
Yeah.
So I had to get her a credit card number, and she starts writing, and then eventually like the little bit of the plastic started blocking the pen, and it stops writing. And then she proceeds to say, "Oh, I hate these things." In my head, I'm like, "Well, lady, don't wear them.
Take them off."
I even offer her like one of our latex gloves because they're tighter and whatever. She's like, "Oh no, I'm good."
Yeah. I think that's a good thing. We can probably use.
I was like stunned. I'm like, "Well, why are you wearing them if you hate them so much?"
Ugh.
She's probably a germaphobe or something.
She was definitely wearing a mask, so it's COVID stuff.
Yeah, like Howie Mandel. Yeah, when you tell somebody to do something, this ends up usually happening. This is the kind of face the face they make.
Yeah.
Oh man, people.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. How can you tell if it's a germaphobe or if it's COVID now? It used to be it was just germaphobes and that was the end of the story. But now it's
because I mean,
or COVID.
The line.
Yeah, man, it's funnier when it call it
You know what I
like
mean?
human
It's
malware
like-
or like Karen cough.
Well, I have 3 of my 4 shots, so.
Yeah, well, I know one thing. I didn't get any shots. All I did, because I mean, since I just avoided human contact, I only went out when I had to, and I know I wore a mask around like around the first year, but again, now that
year, it's like I wasn't jabbed. I still got it, and I'm doing fine.
yeah, as far as I can tell, when I got back from the holidays, I got a little sick. I was running a little fever, coughing a bit, but other than that, nothing. It wasn't really that bad. And plus, I think nicking myself
The
on
thing
my
is,
hands.
Florida was super fast on like getting everything back open, and I love it. I love it here in Florida right now because it's like one of the few states that actually have a brain, surprisingly.
Yeah. But
Don't
also
fuck
another
man.
thing that is going on. Yeah, I still even when I was like at the movie, I was at my local grocery store. There was like 1 or 2 people that were still like wearing masks from places. I know, even I think I heard, like I said, they say that like here in like when we go, like there's gonna be supposed to be like a convention here in Chicago, convention in Chicago in about 2 months in August. But I think I'm not sure if I'm gonna go to that because. One, I think they're still going to enforce like mask mandates there because I know they think they did that a little bit with like the Indiana Comic-Con, but I didn't really care.
A Democratic state, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, with Lori Lightfoot.
No, oh yeah, she's the mayor of Chicago, but not the governor. I think another guy I'm seeing a whole crap load of ads from him is like, just we have done so much for this state. Like, yeah, I don't really care. Why is everything still like bad? You want to take credit for certain things that you did and make it seem like no. I got a feeling there's gonna be a reckoning come November, hopefully, because yeah, people are tired of like all this crap going on. We're tired, and inflation's going up and everything.
Yeah, the convention I went to recently, like 95% of people were not even wearing masks. They did not care.
Exactly.
I think everybody's gotten to the point we're just sick of it. We're just sick of it. If you've gotten jabbed, awesome. If you hadn't gotten jabbed, whatever, cool.
Exactly. Whatever happened to the whole thing of herd immunity?
My poor boss, he's in the military. He's been in the military for like 15 years, and they're booting him because he's refusing to get the jab.
Oh, jeez.
That's not. And he's losing all his benefits and everything.
Wow.
Yeah. I applaud him for standing up for his rights, but that's not fair.
Oh, it's definitely not. And then like a few days ago, he recently got a call. Apparently, one of his friends passed away because of a blood clot from the vaccine.
See,
and I'm like, dude, the poor guy. I feel bad for him.
One of these days, when the dust finally settles, which who knows when that's actually going to be. But when the dust finally settles on this whole COVID thing, and everyone who got the jab and who didn't get the jab, and the paranoia finally settles down, and I'm going to use the word paranoia.
It is. Paranoia. Everybody's out to get me.
Exactly the point.
Yeah. When it finally settles down and everybody takes stock of what really happened, everyone is going to sit there and be like, why did we let this affect our lives for so long? When it first came around, yeah, it was a big deal because we really didn't know what was going on. But now we've been 2 years into this whole thing? 2.5?
2.5, yeah.
Yep.
We have an understanding now that okay, we have the basic understanding of how to really prevent this, or not prevent it, but kind of keep shielded from it. The idea is guess what? The vaccine really isn't going to work because if we have to keep getting dose after dose after dose of this thing, it's not going to help our immune system, folks. It's just not.
It's babying it. It's
babying it. Yeah. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, and I'm not a doctor. Disclaimer, folks. I'm not a doctor, so don't shut down Jets'. So YouTube, don't shut down Jets' live stream. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, none of us are.
Oh, definitely not.
Just a disclaimer. But here's the thing: those of us, I haven't gotten the vaccine. Don't plan on getting it. I haven't gotten it yet. Knock on wood. I haven't gotten it yet in 2.5 years since this whole thing started. I've just been taking the normal precautions of washing my hands after going to the store, going to work, and doing all that stuff. And that's it. I'm living my life like I normally would. You know, I'm not gonna let this whole thing affect it. I didn't, you can't let it. You can't let paranoia control your life. You have to move on with it.
Exactly.
So, but like Jess said, come November, there's the day of reckoning is coming in this country. I honestly believe that.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
God bless America.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're like, people be asking you, wait, you haven't gotten COVID yet and no vaccine. Your response should be nanomachine, son.
Yeah, exactly.
Nanomachine. Yeah, but speaking of, since it is Memorial Day, and heart goes out to my grandfather who was served in the Air Force. God bless him.
Yes.
And I actually, there's a small memorial here in my town that is devoted. As I was walking down to go grab some stuff that I could use to fix the tail out of my car, I stopped by that memorial and put my hand on my chest and said a prayer for all those who have fallen in service in defense of our country. From the revolution up to now. These men and women have fought and died so our nation could not perish from the earth.
I know it's not just an extra day off from work.
No. Our veterans who are living right now and who have died protecting this country and our freedoms to be able to do what we're doing right now, talking online, talking on the internet, and to be able to disagree with all the BS that's out there right now. They gave their lives to do that. So I know my grandfather, and I have tons of military in my background, in my family. So I'm very grateful to my stuff, to my ancestors, or to my family for that. So, for that, I am thankful to all the veterans who are out there, to all the service people who are listening to this. Thank you so much. To anybody that's on the panel who served, thank you so much for serving our country. And gentlemen, on that note, I have to get going. So again, thank you to everybody who served. Thank you, gentlemen, for an awesome panel. Jets, I will see you later on Phil's next stream, whenever that's going to be, or hopefully next week here on Pinheads.
Absolutely. It's always good. Exactly. Yeah. So see you, Phil.
See ya. Nice to meet everybody else as well.
Oh, nice to meet you too, kid. Oh wait, you're not even a kid. That's just a natural response.
I wouldn't go back to being a kid in this day and age if you paid me.
Yeah, just before you go, where can everybody find you before you go?
Oh, right now I'm on Twitter, Fel369. It's just if you follow me, be prepared to just take everything with a grain of salt, because I just stick up for what I believe in, and for everybody else. If you post something that I agree with, cool, I'm gonna retweet you. And if you post something that I don't agree with, that's cool. We'll talk. You know, I don't make a big stink out of anything, but at the same time, I will stick up for my friends too. So,
Damn straight. So, Phil, thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.
yep. See y'all later. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, and enjoy yourself. And just remember, keep our troops in your thoughts and prayers, everybody.
Absolutely.
Good night.
Night.
And good night.
Yep. So yeah. And yeah, that was a really good inspiring thing you said about your boss standing up, and it's just that is always a great thing to talk about, because our veterans, no matter what they've done, they deserve a lot of credit for everything that they've done, and they deserve better treatment.
Oh yeah, definitely. As someone in one podcast I watched brought it up, if the COVID was so bad, why not put it on the bullets and shoot the enemies? If the bullet doesn't kill the enemy, the COVID will.
Oh man, that's pretty extreme.
The problem is the heat from the bullet being fired would kill the virus.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, that is true. But I know, speaking of heat, Bears, have you gotten to see Top Gun yet at any point?
No, I haven't even seen the original,
No,
dude.
me
Oh, I
neither.
think that's what you meant by the Top Gun. No, I have not seen Top Gun yet.
Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna go see it tomorrow.
I haven't seen the new one yet. No.
I've been hearing it's good.
Yeah, I've been hearing it too, and I mean, I just also got to sit down and watch the original film. I know my grandfather had it on DVD back in the day, because again, he's a big military guy. No, he has several war movies. Huh?
What branch?
Oh, he served in the Air Force. I know, but I know Top Gun focuses on the Navy.
Top movie for him.
Yeah, but I know they focus on the Navy.
My father's a Vietnam vet.
Oh, well, welcome home for him. I hear you should tell them welcome home, because they weren't really welcomed when they first got back from Vietnam.
Well, my father's also an Agent Orange expose.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's I have a disability that put me in a wheelchair. So.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
Because of the Agent Orange. It's because of the Agent Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can serve my country.
Yeah.
So because of the birth defect. So.
Exactly. That's hard to hear, man. But this thing here, this avatar you see, and again, shout out to the Crash Project who created this avatar for me. It's based off the Navy flight team, the Blue Angels.
Yeah, that actually looks cool.
Yeah, it does. And in fact, I know also, let me turn around. If I can turn my camera a little bit, you can see it right there. There's a picture of him right there.
Ooh, those are sick. That's a really cool painting.
It's not a painting, it's just a little laminated poster I just had framed up.
Oh, you got a kick-ass setup though.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, this thing I'm using, it's just like a standard desktop PC that I'm using. My dad just gave it to me. It's nothing fancy, and it's even running Windows 8.1. So,
dude, just for a second, we had streamception. We were watching the stream on the stream.
On the stream.
Whoa. Yeah. I think I just pissed off a dog.
No, that's my dog.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's not my neighbor's dogs. Dear Lord. Those
did Woke Breaker go?
Wally, quiet. Wally,
sorry,
quiet.
Can't focus.
Wally, quiet. Dog. Wally, quiet.
It's okay. You can mute your mic. It's okay. It's all right.
Or something?
Every time he hears a dog, he barks.
Oh man, it'll be hell for you if it's over here, because let me tell you, there's some bark offs around here.
Oh man.
Wally, come here. Wally. Wally. Jesus.
Crazy way. But
Wally.
with that being with that being said, I think it may be good to close the stream out, a little bit now because we've been kind of going for 2 hours now.
Wally, down.
Oh boy. But before we go, Chairman, is there any place where anyone can find you? Who may be having to watch this later?
I just have a YouTube page and that's it, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm on Twitch too, but I don't stream on that platform right now.
Yeah, I know. I have my own Twitch channel, and I'm trying to like do more with it. Okay, but okay, okay. But before we also go, Bears, where can everybody find you?
Well, they can find me at Bears64, where I do all my freaking video game craps and try to make you laugh. And then I have my Twitters have the same name.
Exactly, at Bears underscore 64. And he's also a big Nintendo fan. Also, anyone out there who sees this stream later, I would say, I'm not sure because I know how Bears is like new to the whole thing. But if you actually have a Switch yourself, I think he could benefit from having people to play Smash Bros. With because he has a series called
Subpar Smasher Sundays.
Yes. So anyone who's out there who has a Switch out there, you can contact Bears. You want to meet him. You want to fight him.
18 or up because yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna make that clear.
He's not gonna fight any squeakers. So sorry, kids. And as for yours truly, I also have a lot of things linked below in the stream. So I have a Twitch, I have a Twitter. I also am on Gitter, but again, I'm not really like using it. But again, I also have an Instagram as well, and I'm gonna start trying to share as much as I can, especially with some of the writing stuff I do. So that goes without saying. And also, like I said, if I ever have any ideas for doing another Let's Play, I'll share it out on Twitter and I'll let everyone know. And that's about it.
Oh, dude, I'm looking forward to that. What can top SpongeBob for Battle for Bikini Bottom rehydrated?
Yeah. But with that being said, everyone, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Peace out.
All right, man.
Adios.